Subscribe to James the Sheriff Dixon, you motherfucker.
What's going on, guys? James here with another video. And for this one, will be my weekly Bad Movie Friday vid. And for this Friday, I'll be talking about called The Mean One. So, let's jump in the IMDb. I'll talk about the story and all that jazz. So, IMDb has a 3 out of 10 stars, and just a 5 out of 5. I love this one way more than the Winnie the Pooh one. This one has the Grinch as a killer instead of Winnie the Pooh, and it fucking works. It came out last year, and that's an hour and 33 minutes long. So let's jump into the budget. I'll talk about the story and all that jazz. If there is a budget, I don't think there is. Budget. So, oh wow, this is a really low budget. This is like Nicolas Cage, Vampire Kiss low budget. $612,000 opening weekend for the U.S. and Canada. $218,000 for worldwide. So they made their money off of this, and it's exactly $612,000 for worldwide. Okay, so I'm talking about the story and all that jazz now. So, for the story, this one is pretty much exactly like the classic Christmas Grinch movie, but instead of that, the Grinch accidentally kills Cindy's mother. And I say accidentally because that's going to come up later in the story. He accidentally kills Cindy's mother, and the story takes us from there. Cindy goes crazy as a kid growing up. She lives with their dad now, and they live out of the town's called Newville instead of Whoville. They're not like elves or whatever; they're actual people. And there's a killing every single Christmas, between 10 and 20 people every single Christmas, and the cops buried it. And the Grinch still does live in a mountain, so the mayor of the town posted a site saying you should visit our town's mountain range and go hiking there because it's great. So they made a deal with the Grinch, so the cop and the mayor don't die. He gets the people who visit them, so that way they leave the townspeople alone. They don't set up Christmas decorations or anything like that. Cindy falls in love with the local sheriff's deputy, because there's only 2 cops in the town. My favorite character has to be, I'm going to look it up though, Doc, who is John Bigeman. And this kind of reminds me of John Benjamin, but it's not. Doc is my favorite character. His wife was killed by the Grinch, and then he spent his life trying to hunt him down, and he hasn't yet until Cindy comes in town. The town's called Newville, by the way, not Whoville. And yeah, that's pretty much the story, is Cindy getting revenge on the Grinch for killing her mother. And then when she comes into town for Christmas that time, his dad thought it would be good for her to get over the death of her mother. They go back to the house that the mother was killed in, and the father gets killed on that. So Cindy gets revenge on the Grinch for that movie. So, yeah, it's like Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, but I think this one is 10 times better. The Grinch looks exactly like he does in the Jim Carrey movie. He is terrifying, and the ending is the Grinch... Cindy forgives her for accidentally killing the mother because she thinks about it, how the mother died, and the mother attacked the guy for being in the house thinking it was a monster because the Grinch looked like how he still does, all green and hairy and shit, and starts attacking the Grinch, but she falls on something and the Grinch gets blamed for the death. And so the Grinch dies because his heart grows 3 times that size, and there is a narrator throughout this movie, and his heart explodes pretty much is how the end for that movie. So yeah, again, I like this one way more than the Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. And yeah, those are my thoughts on it. So I guess I repeated myself for rambling. I wish you guys seen stuff that best represents this movie. I'll be back again in a second, everybody. See y'all then.
Our top story today: tragedy struck at the Crandall Diner, the scene of a grisly mass murder. First responders are reeling as body parts continue to be found. The sole survivor, the diner's waitress, is still in shock. We'll keep you updated as this story unfolds.
Cindy felt her blood turn to ice at the sight. That's when she heard something go bump in the night.
those are the scenes I thought best represented in this movie. So I guess without further repeating myself or rambling, I will show you guys what I have in store for next week's Bad Movie Friday. Be right back again in a second, everybody.
Look. Look at me, look at me. Look at me, 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 look at me. Hello, hello. What do you call a guy with cheese on his face? The cheese face. The cheese face. Look at me. I'm sexy. I'm a sexy boy. Ding dong, ding dong, boom boom.
We will be doing the movie called Freddy Got Fingered for next week's Bad Movie Friday. So I guess with that, I'll be bringing this video to a close. This is James saying, if you like been saying, please like and subscribe for more. This is James saying, peace. I'll let Brandon Rogers take away from here. See you on the next one, everybody.
I just want to shout out an amazing channel, James the Sheriff Dixon. Oh, he's such a great guy, and he is super cool for coming to the show. I'm glad I got to meet him in person, and you should subscribe.